I trained only eccentric movements for a month straight, and these are the results. Out of the 34 days that I did this program, I did a workout on 21 days, and I had 3 days to actually test my rep max. So that means I worked out maybe 60% of the time? So I worked out for 21 days out of 34 days. Yeah. Good morning. It is beginning of week 3 of training eccentric work. I'm feeling very tight everywhere. A little bit fatigued, but I don't know if that's just because my sleep is not been very good. Today is a bench day, so we are going to see how we go. And with this kind of training, just to avoid injuries, we are going to just regulate the weight and the volume depending on how we feel. Obviously we're going to try to push a little bit more than normal, but again, if I feel super tight, then I'm not going to push it and like risk tearing something or getting injured. So I just had pre-workout. It is 6:03 at the moment, so we're going to go to the gym, and as I mentioned, it's push day, so we're going to do some bench. And I did some measurements for the end of week 2, and it did show like a 1 centimeter decrease in my chest region. It's only been 2 weeks of training, so it's hard to say if it's being affected by my training or my volume. So we'll stick to the same volume for another 2 weeks. If there is a significant drop by then I would have to increase my volume. But yeah, otherwise feeling good. Feels good to lift heavy weights. I'm actually getting soreness in my body, which is the first time in a long time where I'm getting like consecutive days or weeks of soreness. Yeah, get to it. Hey guys, and welcome back to the lifting diary. This is the first push day of this week. Technically week 3, but I've done counting the days. We're warming up with 100 on the eccentric here. I've lost count of how many seconds that is, but I'm aiming for as slow as possible. This is 120, so nice, still shaky on the lift off. And we're gonna count it: 1 Mississippi, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and a bit. Yeah, so the reps are getting better. Feeling more confident, so I went up to 140. Again, really need some help with the lift off. I remember with this rep, it was really difficult. I got maybe the first half and then it just dropped on me, so I left my ego at the door and dropped it back down to 120 just to get some good time in and really get the benefits of the eccentric with the minimization of injury. This is the first pull day, so we're doing heavy pull-ups. The dumbbells and the plates were not available at the time, so I'm using kettlebells. Either way, resisted and weighted pull-ups. Doesn't really matter what you're getting the resistance from, but as long as it's weighted, then that's gonna give you the benefits. Again, using the gloves here just because my hands are still pretty torn apart. Taking some active rest in between. Well, I only did 2 reps there, so looks like I'm doing a total of 4 repetitions per set, jumping up, holding the top, trying to control the eccentric portion as much as possible. And yeah, I do know that my pulls are definitely my weakest link in my body. I'm not sure if it's because I've put on quite a lot of weight since I've started this lifting journey, but pull-ups have always been a bit of a difficult one, but it's something to aim to get better towards. So I know the diaries are pretty boring, so let's talk about a few reasons why I chose to do this study in the first place. So as a practicing physiotherapist, I would often refer people for eccentric movements to help with symptom management and to help to improve recovery speed. So there are heaps of studies out there, and it's pretty much the gold standard with tennis elbow tendinopathies, for example, that you want to slowly incorporate as much
comfortable load as possible. The sooner you start moving a body part with load, the better it's going to feel. So if you have a tendon issue in your elbow, for example, we would be doing eccentric wrist extensions, so controlling the weights down, getting you to the point where you can comfortably handle a nice weight, and by overloading that body part, you give it enough stimuli to actually facilitate recovery. And then with that, you can actually progress slowly to the point where you get back to baseline where you don't feel any pain doing any movement. But with the goal of any kind of exercise program is to get better beyond what you were before. So that is the idea of this program. So what I'm trying to do here is get to the point where I'm strong enough to handle more weight with less issues, and hopefully my body responds to it and gives us a good time. So in this clip, doing some front squats, 140, and controlling the movement down. I do find it's still a little bit of a struggle in that bottom part of the rep where I kind of just drop it. So that was the main focus for me, controlling the movement down and trying not to slam the weight at the very bottom. But overall, feeling a lot better. I do feel more comfortable holding these weights. So it's all a progression from here. I thought this was just cool. My knee sleeves were steaming after the workout, so did some work there. The last couple clips are a repeat of the workout. So I do a push pull legs twice a week, so that's 6 sessions a week. So very similar kind of outcomes. I am trying to undulate the program, which means I tailor it depending on how I feel. So if I'm feeling pretty bad, I'll go lighter. If I'm feeling pretty good, then I will push a little bit more. I'll try to kind of eccentric a little bit more. So enjoy the clips. The results will be at the end of the final workout. To test if I did get any improvements, I did a repetition max test towards the end. I personally feel that a 1 rep max is very dangerous and there's a high risk of injury. So instead I used a weight
that I could comfortably do previously, and then I maxed out the repetitions. So for the bench press, I managed 100 reps for a single, but that was part of the warm-up. I've never been able to do that before, so that's already a PR. For 80 kilograms, I managed 10 reps. So I've typed this all into the 1 rep max calculator, and that showed a 7.5% increase in my bench press. In terms of a front squat, I did 100 kilos for 1 before starting the program, and I was able to do 100 kilos for 4, potentially 5, but I felt like vomiting, so I didn't include that. That showed a 9.1% increase in my strength. And the last one was pull-ups. So previously I could do 15 kilos for a single, or I could do 10 kilos for 2 to 3 reps. Afterwards, I was able to do 10 kilos for 4 reps and a fail. So let's make it 4. That is still a 6.2% increase in my strength. In terms of body circumferences, there was over the 4 weeks or the month, I dropped 1 centimeter on my waist, which is insignificant. I dropped 3.4 centimeters on my chest and back region, which is pretty significant. I increased 1 centimeter on my arms, and I decreased 1 centimeter on my thighs. If I were to kind of break down those stats, the change is pretty insignificant. However, it does make sense because I did drop my volume down pretty dramatically. Previous to this program, I was doing up to 12 sets per body part per workout. So that would be 24 sets per body part. And after doing this program, it was probably 8 reps per kind of movement. So massive decrease. In terms of the pros of this program, I didn't get any injuries whatsoever. I increased my strength. I spent less time in the gym because I was only doing, a little bit of volume. But the main thing was no injuries. So I would say this is a great tool to add into your program if you do want to put on a little bit more strength, mostly neuromechanical or kind of nerve adaptation strength, and to minimize injuries. I wouldn't recommend this as a complete program because there's just not enough volume to get the benefits out of it. However, it would be a good substitute if you want to break through plateaus and just get that little bit extra strength. Thank you for staying to the end of the video. If you like this kind of content, please let me know in the comments. Please leave a like, because that's how we share all this information with everyone else. Otherwise, I'll catch you guys soon. Take care.